I never thought I'd be laying on a bed of spikes, but here I am in 2025. Hey, it's Shania. Welcome back to my channel. This is Evolve with Grace, when I talk about all the things in my adulting evolution so that we can have a conversation because maybe there are certain things that I go through that you go through. I'm going to get up off this thing. Now, strategically, hold please. Hello. It is the end of 2025. What a ride. It's been a crazy year for me. Still think I have my morning voice on. So, I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about looking backwards and the gifts of it all. So, as the end of the year normally approaches, a lot of us look back and say, oh my gosh, I can't wait till this year ends. 2026 is going to be my year, or, I can't wait to get out of 2025. And 2025 is awful. It probably had its challenges for you, like it did for me. However, there's a lot of good things that we forget in the day to day because we're swamped with the drama of it all, with the stress, with things that go on in the world that we have no control over. Our health, I'm trying to, I am taking a different approach. The picture, and when I started this video, I was laying on a bed of spikes. Never in my life did I think that I'd be laying on a bed of spikes. However, this thing, super relaxing. I actually asked for it for Christmas. Another thing that my family would probably never think that I'd ask for is something spiky to lay on. But it's really, really relaxing, and it's good for circulation and for blood flow. So when I think about 2025, I think about all of the changes that I have been trying to adopt and bring into my life in regards to my own personal care. I'm just going to get through all the crazy stuff, and then I'm going to get to the good stuff. Crazy stuff. Weird health problems, health issues. My degenerative disc disease is degenerating. Weird tingling and numbness and running to doctors and physical therapy and probably close to $10,000 in medical bills, and it's been a ride. The fear of it all, the aging thing. Thank God I'm aging. I'm not complaining. It has been interesting, and it was one of the reasons why I wanted to start this channel, which I think that anybody that feels that they have experience or are going through something in life, it is a great thing to start a YouTube channel because there are people like you out there that are looking to hear another voice to validate their own. Maybe they think that they're being over emotional, or maybe they're being accused of being over emotional, or they think they're going crazy. There's a lot to offer in life experience. And I think that that is what more people are looking for now, as that's what I'm looking for. So anyway, crazy year for me. Crazy. But what I invite you to do is what I did, is to take a look in my camera roll. Now, I am a person who takes photos of moments, meaning I don't curate photos. I don't strategically place photos. I try to capture memories. And looking back at my camera roll, there's an amazing year that has flown by. I started a YouTube channel, I think it's January, it's going to be a year. And I did that because our girls were older and my job description as a mother was changing. And I have been with my husband since I was 17 years old, and my identity was really entwined with those job positions. And I needed to figure out, okay, what's next for me? Several years back, I went to coaching school when I became a life coach, and I really love learning and developing myself. Huge personal development fan. And that's something that I did for myself years ago, but I had stopped working on that. I do have a full-time 9 to 5, and yeah, so I wasn't going back to school. I think January I started a YouTube channel. Uh, you know, as women, we can be very critical of ourselves and say, oh, do I look silly in this picture? Or look at my smile in that picture. Or look at the way I'm standing. Does my hair look right? We second guess ourselves. We can be very critical of ourselves. So it was a huge leap for me to just get on here and have conversations about life with women, with people, knowing that you may get some negative feedback, and that there's some ugliness in the world, and some people make it their personal job to ruin someone else's day because they're having a bad one. And I still did it knowing that there are people like that exist. But I felt that sharing my life experience is something that is going to be good for our family, our girls, as they get older, because sometimes mom could be a little long-winded and they don't want to hear me talk for hours. Maybe they want to go back and listen to something that I said that's in 15 minutes and not in a 55-minute conversation. I just realized I'm matching my Pilates machine that's sitting in the corner. I haven't done it since I was having all the issues with my back. Anyhow, that was huge for me. That was January. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I did something that I never thought I would do. February, I went on a trip with my husband after 30 years of marriage. We were married 30 years last February, and we took our first trip together. That was the beginning of the year. It seemed like years ago, and it was just February. We celebrated birthdays and holidays, and through it all, I started getting weird. I wasn't getting weird. Weird things are starting to happen where I did not feel like myself. And perimenopause. I'm 51 years old. So perimenopause is what you discover is the thing that may explain some of the unexplainable. Not feeling like myself. I'm a cheerful person. Cheerful. I have an attitude of gratitude. That is just who I am. It is ingrained in me. Even in my worst situations, I'm trying to figure out what I can learn from this. How can this help me? But I have been tested this year, and it has made me very sad at times. But I still find gratitude even within my sadness. And sometimes it just feels like it's like you're trying to beat me, you're trying to get me. But it didn't get me. Anyhow, going through all that is super scary. So what I started to feel is that person that I normally am, the person who wakes up with an attitude of gratitude and carpe diem, let's seize today, a person who sleeps at night. I would go to sleep. I can go to sleep as soon as I say goodnight, my head hits the pillow, I'm out. But this past year, I was waking up every night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Every night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Waking up at 3 a.m. and not being able to go back to sleep for hours. And that is not like me. So I'm like, okay, there's a shift. There's something different in me. Then I started to feel what I would call melancholy, for lack of a better term. Not depressed, maybe a little bit, but melancholy. And the more I would research and go on YouTube, because YouTube is my source of connecting with other people and hearing what other people were going through, I'm like, oh, that sounds like me. Haven't had a period in months, yeah, and I felt melancholy. Didn't like that. And growing up, you would hear women say, oh, she's going through her changes. And I sat in the bathroom one day and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, changes? I don't want to change. I like myself. I like my essence. Not in a vain way. I mean, take it how you will. I like myself. I like who I've been. I like my life. So the idea of changing was something that was very upsetting to me. And when it came to my kids, they're so gracious. They're so gracious as my baby. so gracious, and so is my husband. Like, they're so patient with me. And I would say to them, you know, like, oh, I'm not going through perimenopause. I'm not raging out on people or, you know, being sure, hello, handsomes. Hello, handsomes. Good morning to you. Um, I'm not raging. I didn't feel like I had mood swings. I didn't feel like I had mood swings. I didn't feel like I lost my patience. I didn't feel that I was forgetful. Or that when someone says, oh, Mom, I told you that already. No, you didn't. You didn't tell me that. My husband would say, Babe, I told you that before. I said that 3 times. Babe, you did not tell me that. You did not tell me that 3 times. I still don't believe that they did, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But they insisted that they would repeat things or tell me things. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I know people who have had suffered with early onset dementia. Um, I know people who've had mental health issues. So I was a little bit taken aback, a little bit scary. Um, so I keep looking, and brain fog is one of those things, and forgetfulness is one of those things that can impact a woman in my stage of life, right? So I go and I tell my doctor, and he hits me with the BS, like, you know, oh, here's an antidepressant. This is how we treat women in your stage of life. We don't believe in HRT, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I digress. This is not about that. This is about looking back at your year. So that's the crazy things that happened. Starting out the beginning of the year, all souped, hyped up, you know, 30 years of marriage, started a YouTube channel, trying to rediscover myself as an adult with different levels of responsibilities. And bam, hormones all over the place, weird physical ailments in the hospital, almost didn't make it to my daughter's wedding. Erase all that. This year, I went on YouTube, created my YouTube channel, talked about things I never thought I would talk about, made myself vulnerable, got on here without makeup, sometimes my hair's not done, and talked to other women. Huge for me, huge. Let's see. Yeah, 30 years of marriage. Awesome. Daughter got married. Almost didn't make it, got to my daughter's wedding. Danced at my daughter's wedding. You didn't even know, according to anybody at the wedding, that my body was laying on a gurney and then 24 hours prior. Oh, being able to financially help our daughter with her wedding. That's huge. My husband and I got married at the Justice of the Peace. We got married in the red. I made a lot of poor financial decisions growing up. I'm going to say growing up because we were kids when we got together and got married. Really poor financial decisions. And as I got older, I got wiser. And I tried to learn more. And YouTube was a huge source for me. And yeah, that was a big accomplishment for us. Say hi, baby. Say hi, Toby. Okay, so come here. Sit on mommy's lap. Sit right here. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So then, I went back to school. So in the midst of all this crazy health stuff, the fears, the not being able to sit normally, the tingling, I still have it. My feet are numb as I sit here and talk to you. Hence why I asked for spikes for Christmas that I can help with my circulation and things like that, because I'm trying to take better care of myself. So, more quiet time. Why am I sharing all this? Like, who am I? Why am I telling you all of this about me? Like, what do you care? What do you care about Shania and what's going on in her world? I'm saying this to say, my dad says that. I'm sharing this because it is easy to look at things that are hard, you know, the things that didn't go well, and say, oh, out with the old, in with the new. Sometimes you don't want to be out with the old, okay? Sometimes the old is pretty awesome. Just saying. We're always looking to get past something. But I think every moment can have its trials and tribulations. There's bumps in every road. You can drive down a beautiful path and then you hit a road bump. It happens. It's life. But the key is to not let those bumps take over when the smooth sailing. Don't let it take away from all the other moments. There's 365 days in a year. I have done a lot with mine. Oh, yes. So what I was saying, back to school. So I am a financial behavior strategist. And, I think it was a hair club for men where they used to say, excuse the tail. They used to say, excuse the tail. That I'm not just the president, I'm a client. Yeah. So I went to the School of Hard Knocks for finances and became something I was very passionate about. Again, I mentioned I'm in the Budget Moms book, chapter 8. So as I'm already certified as a life coach, so now I'm back in school to become a financial counselor. So I use my coaching to assist people with their financial behavior, but now I will have the financial counseling certification as well. So I'm really excited about that. So even though 2025 is coming to a close with my numb feet, my tingles that nobody knows where it's coming from, laying on a spiky bed, the world is crazy. People are angrier than they've ever been. I can say it's been an amazing year because I'm here to talk to you about it. And I know lots of people, some younger than me, that did not make it to this day to have this conversation. I really should have put lotion on for this video. I really was actually, trying to... Can't keep your legs in the crisscross applesauce for too long. No. I just want to say, take some time. Oh, the little boy's calling me. You hear him? Yeah, that sound that he's saying, okay, pay attention to me. Take some time to look back into your phone. And I'm not going to say that often because I feel like our phones have monopolized too much of our lives. Take some time to look back into your phone. Look at your year in review. Look at the wonderful things, even if it's a picture of food. Because if you look at a picture of food, there's a good chance that there's a memory attached to that picture of food. Maybe you were out at a restaurant with loved ones or friends, Oh, another great thing that I'm going to suggest or prescribe to you. Do something with other women. Like, commit to doing something regularly with other women. This past year, I think it was June. I was watching Netflix, and Meghan Sussex, York Markle, Harry's wife, had a Netflix series. And it kind of reminds me of Martha Stewart back in the day, or Sandra Lee, Semi-Homemade. Anyway, so I'm watching her show, and she had some friends over because I think every episode is like doing something with friends, whether she's crafting or gardening or cooking. So she was doing something with friends and she was playing a game Mahjong. And I'm like, oh, that looks fun. But more than it looking fun, I like the connection of being with other women and doing something together. Like having that downtime where it's a collective thing that that they all did together. So I'm telling my cousin because her and I kind of watch the same stuff. And she's like, oh, I saw that episode. I want to learn how to play too. And would you believe the very next morning, our town has a Facebook page. And they were talking about a little store that we have in town that is hosting Mahjong lessons. So we went and took these lessons. And the first night we were there, there's so much instruction and things to learn on how to play. We're sitting there and we're looking at each other like, yeah, there's no way we're playing this. There's no way. And I think it was 5 or 6 classes, and we played. And I bought a set, and we have been playing every week since June. We take turns bringing snacks or food. We talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We talk about current events. We talk about our families. We talk about our health. We talk about what we want for ourselves. It is the most empowering, connective amazing, loving experience that I didn't know I needed. If you can find a couple of women and you learn how to play Mahjong, I'm going to tell you that it is not just a game. It's kind of like, I don't even know. Do you remember when Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton belonged to that lodge and they had the hat and they would do woo woo woo? No, I don't know if that was the woo 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 people. Anyway, they belonged to this club. And growing up, I'm like, well, that's stupid. What are they doing that for? Like, okay, I can tell you that I have a better understanding as an adult woman the importance of connection with other women and having that thing that you count on. And I don't think we'll ever stop playing, but it's just something that is continuous. It is a lot of fun. You have to use your brain. So where you think you're slipping maybe in your 50s, you realize that it keeps you sharp. And it makes you smile. And it's we know we have each other. And it is we just strengthened our relationships. I highly suggest it. And if Mahjong doesn't end up being your thing, try to find something with other women that you can connect to other than a text message. And that's all I'm going to say about this. I do have another video coming up where I want to talk about the next year. Not just your year in review, the next year. Doesn't need to be new year, new you, but it could be all about you. Have an amazing day. Thanks for watching if you went this long because my dog is calling me. Take care. Bye.